So over the years trying to build my wealth, there was things I've noticed from friends, family, or even myself that they do that seems to always push them back on their wealth building path. And I want to talk about those things. Actually, it's three major things that I see that really knock majority of people back. So let's get into it. So jumping right into the video with procrastination, and most likely you procrastinated at some point in your life, because I know I most definitely did. And I mean, it gets the best of us. It's like we know what we're supposed to do, but when we're supposed to do it is a new Netflix series that just came out, and I much rather watch that than do the thing I should be doing, like filming this YouTube video. But we could take procrastination a step further. Every second that you think about doing something rather than doing it, you're wasting time. And let's be real, most of us have a price on our time. So let's use your hourly wage. If you're an hourly worker, maybe you get paid $15 an hour. So say you procrastinated for an entire hour, you just wasted $15 in a sense, if we look at it that way. But most people don't look at procrastination like that. They look at it like, oh, well, I just wasted an hour or two, but not realizing that you would give that same hour or two to an employer who would then get a lot of work out of you, which you could have done for yourself, which then takes your wealth away and also money out your own pocket. Of course, this is not me saying avoid procrastination. I truly believe it is truly impossible to avoid procrastination. Of course, you can plan out your whole day entirely and hope that you don't slip up or don't miss 1 second of the time that you set to be somewhere or do something. And that is a way to go about it. But in all reality, the best way to attack procrastination is try your very best to do what you say you're going to do. And easier said than done. Trust me, I understand. But this is just the true facts. Not everybody's going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I definitely procrastinate. And you know what makes it even easier to procrastinate? Social media. And that's the second thing that is a wealth killer to majority of people. Now, hear me out, because I know this is a double-edged blade. Social media could also be your number one source of income. So you have to be on social media. But let's be honest with ourselves. We go on social media and say we're working, and you doom scroll for what, an hour or maybe two. And that is time that you could have been using truly working or figuring out your next ideas for your videos or your content, or you could have been doing something that's actually productive rather than seeing what the Joneses is doing and thinking about, oh, maybe I should buy that new thing that this person bought. And of course, we can all use social media strictly for a tool to build our finances, but unfortunately, majority of us don't. And we use social media in a way where it's like, I just want to sit here and see how everybody living the life that I want to live. And majority of the people doing that are people in a very good position, just not realizing how good of a position they're in. So basically, they're making a problem out of nothing. And if you're getting any value from this video at this point, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Some people scroll on social media because most people want to get paid from doing social media, and then they tell themselves that they're working. And let's be real, there is a level to this, because even I fell into that trap where I would go on social media and be like, oh, it's for working purposes. And of course, there is a level of work being done, but be honest with yourself. The content being made nowadays is extremely toxic, and it's almost more distracting than it is helpful, because you would go on there for R&D, research and development, for your own content strategy to see if you can probably get some things that can inspire you to make some new stuff to help you, make a little bit more money with your own content. But you go on there and see some things that's a little bit enticing, if you know what I mean, and you can see where I'm going with this, right? So you're still on social media doom scrolling, and then you notice one of your close friends is having a get together right down the street from where you are, and they are having a few drinks there. So let's get into the third reason, the third thing that's going to kill your wealth or kill the process of you building wealth, and that's drinking. And let me explain why. But first, before I explain that, I have a quick disclaimer. I am talking to my audience of age. First and foremost, what I've noticed from alcohol is extremely expensive. And of course, you can go out and drink casually and not really spend that much. And if you do that, I don't see an issue with that, especially if it's a business occasion or you're doing something a one-off, one of one, that's okay. But if you're doing it in the party style, and we all know what I'm talking about, where you buy one drink, then you buy another, then you buy her a drink, then you buy that guy a drink, just because, why not? You got it like that. You're that guy. But that doesn't end well for you, because now you're in a position where you're spending unnecessary money that you should be saving, that you should be putting towards something different. But instead, you think that a night out is going to change something or make your life better, which we all know that's not the case. But you're drinking, and then now you're not in the right mindset. You're thinking differently. You're behaving differently. You're doing things you would never do normally because you're under the influence. And if there was something to happen, like you get in your car and decide to drive, that could be a whole nother life-changing decision. So drinking only leads to a lot of negative things. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that's going to strongly disagree with me on this, but I see no good come from drinking. And like I said, if you're drinking casually, you having a good time, and you're very much monitoring how many drinks you're having, and you got good people around you, by all means, enjoy yourself. But I'm not talking about that type of drinking. I'm talking about the drinking where you're sloppy and you're not carrying yourself properly and you're saying things you're going to regret later on in life. And those are 3 things that can kill your wealth or your wealth building process. When trying to build your wealth, you have to have a lot of discipline. You have to be extremely focused. You have to be on it every day. It's something that you can't really slip on, because all it takes is one mistake and you really can lose it all. And I'm sure you witnessed this through people that you look up to, or maybe even a friend or a family member you've seen experience what I'm talking about. So if you don't mind, if you want to comment below if you have a similar experience to anything that I mentioned in this video, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll comment back. But with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.